What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, we're going to continue the draft prospect videos. You guys hear me say this in every single video so far. I don't want to sound like a broken record. I want to try to switch it up a little bit, but guys, I do want to remind you that I have videos, each individual video for every single player the Patriots have drafted. I didn't want to mix guys together. I don't want you guys to get confused about, well, where can I find, information about this guy and that guy and the other guy. I don't want to mix them all together and confuse you. So what I did was make it super organized and have each individual pinned out for each individual selection. There's like 12 or 13 of these guys. So I'd really, really appreciate if you guys show some love to these videos. Give a massive like. It takes you less than a second, causes nothing or cost nothing. Leave a comment section below about how you feel about each of these players. And if you guys don't mind, share these out with some of your friends, Patriots fans, non-Patriots fans, and let's grow the Patriots Global community, like I used to say in all of my videos. But guys, without further ado, you know how we hop into every single one of these videos, and that's by rolling the intro. So let's do it. Now, with the 192nd pick, that is the 6th round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots selected punter Bryce Baringer out of Michigan State. I have drafted Bryce Baringer to the Patriots in the past. This is another one of my guys, I guess you can consider. I actually predicted two players from this class to go to the Patriots and got it right. Bryce Baringer and Antonio Mafi. So I'm a little surprised they didn't go with Michael Turk here. Michael Turk, the top punter. But of course, the Patriots never go with the top guy, which is why Bryce Baringer probably all along was the Patriots pick. The Patriots don't care about who's ranked here, positional versatility, but positional rank rather. They don't care. Positional value, they don't care. They never have. Bryce Baringer was always going to be their guy. And I'm honestly just stoked that this is the guy that I predicted drafting to the Patriots in the past. But like I said, just from a talent standpoint, kind of surprised they didn't go with Michael Turk. First punter selected here was Bryce Baringer by the Patriots. And I don't think another punter went at all after that. Bryce Baringer was a guy that a lot of people thought that was just going to go undrafted. Probably could have picked him up if you were the Patriots as an undrafted guy or even as a 7th round guy. So maybe a little bit of a push, but again, 6th and 7th round guys. I said it before, I'll say it again. This isn't where you're going. Why'd you get this guy there? Why didn't you trade back? Why didn't you do this, that, and the third? You're getting a guy that you want. You're getting one of your guys. You're solidifying a guy that you think you can get the best out of. That's exactly what this is for, taking diamonds in the rough. And I think Bryce Baringer could do that, or could be that. I found it really interesting that when the NFL was breaking this down, once the Patriots drafted him, they actually said, Patriots get a steal, and the Patriots are getting the best punter in this class. They don't think Michael Turk is the best punter. They think Bryce Baringer is the best punter, and they were very confident in it and super stoked that the Patriots got this guy. They actually said that the Rams should have been the team that selected Bryce Baringer before the Patriots because now they're missing out on the best punter in this class. Now, a little bit here about Bryce Baringer. He's a guy that makes a lot of sense for the Patriots because of how he's kicked in inclement weather, right? Punted in inclement weather. Punted in the snow, punted in the rain, punted in the wind. Patriots value that first and foremost. They don't care if you played in a dome. They don't care if you played in massive heat weather. They want to know, you're coming to Boston. What happens when you have to play in 2 feet of snow? What happens when you have to play in 20-mile-an-hour gusting winds? What happens when you have to play in the pouring rain? Can you still do it? They figured that out with Bryce Baringer, and that's exactly what New England is going to be getting here. Now, like I said, I always like to kind of push back on what some other teams ultimately or what some other people thought about these Patriots picks. So I do want to kind of look at what PFF ultimately has to say about this Patriots pick, and it's going to be something I don't agree with. I don't agree with PFF. You don't hear me say that often, but I don't agree here. PFF thinks that this is a below average pick for the New England Patriots, and I don't agree with that. Now, Zach Kuntz was on the board, probably a better route that they could have went. But Bryce Baringer makes a lot of sense for the Patriots still. I don't want to say this is an elite pick because it's not, but this is a good pick for the Patriots. This is what PFF had to say. It's a below average pick because the Patriots take their second specialist of the draft after trading up for kicker Chad Ryland into the 4th round. Baringer's 76.4 PFF punting grade over the last 2 seasons ranks 26th out of 62 Power 5 punters who have at least 50 punts. That's great. Patriots don't care about your grades. They don't. They care about what you bring to the Patriots. They care about your actual talent and what they see on film. They don't care about what PFF or anybody else graded them. And they're essentially not going off of grades. Here is what I'm trying to say. But a little bit about Bryce Baringer. He's a guy that's going to be able to flip the field for the Patriots. He has a great leg. He has a big, big booming leg. The thing about him, though, isn't about how far he can punt the ball. It's how high he can punt the ball. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. He is also a little bit of a concern in terms of how well is he at containing the direction on where that punt is going to go. Like, I think Bryce Baringer, when I look at him, he's a guy who has a massive leg, but can he be accurate with where he puts those booming punts? That's my biggest question. He's somebody that might have to dial things back a little bit, bring things back a little bit in terms of how hard he's going to kick the ball and kind of have more mind to foot kind of quality in terms of the way he's punting the ball. When you're punting the ball, you don't necessarily just want to get the ball and punt it as far as you possibly can. You want to punt the ball, of course, always as far as you can, but you also want accuracy with your punts. You want to pin it in a specific place. That's not want to say first and foremost, because I think how far you can punt it is first and foremost, but where you're putting that punt is a close second. And that's something that the Patriots do value a lot. Some things that I really do like about him: he did lead the nation in both gross and net punting yards. He also banged a 60-plus punt in 8 of his 12 games last season. He's a guy who gets the punt off with really good time. The last couple of seasons, we've seen issues with Patriots punts getting blocked. Part of that, the blocking, but 2, also because their punters are a little bit slow with getting those punts off. With Bryce Baringer, don't really got to worry about that. He's someone who will get that punt off as soon as that ball is in his hands. He's somebody that is also very aware as a punter, meaning that if the long snapper is going to, snap it too high or too low, he's very aware with where the ball is. And when it comes to poor snaps, he's able to kind of rescue those because of how athletic he is, whether that's getting the ball and be able to punt it off real quick before the opposing defense gets to him, or whether that's him just running off with the ball to try to pick up that first down. He's a guy who's going to be able to do those. Despite him maybe looking 40, he is still a very athletic punter. And he also handles directional punting pretty well also. Now, where there's good, where there's also bad, we do need to talk about hang time. Like I said, he's good in terms of directional punts, but when it comes, and also good in terms of touchback ability. That's another thing that I wanted to say. But bad hang time. That's something I said was his big thing. Hang time is very important in terms of that gives your guys, your blockers, time to get down to the field and actually make a tackle on the ball carrier. If that hang time is not very long, your guys aren't going to necessarily be down the field as quick as they can. So that might also be why the Patriots have gone with speed. There's a lot of speed on their special teams. So that might be part of why they're also kind of looking at speed in that sense, because, hey, say this guy's hang time is 3 seconds or 4 seconds versus 5 seconds. That's a massive difference. But if you have guys who have a lot of speed on your special teams, they can get down there quicker versus, let's say you had an average team, or average special teams in terms of speed. So that's very important also. He also saw 2 of his punts returned for touchdowns in 2020. That is partially on the punter for sure, but I mainly put that on the blocking unit tackling unit on special teams more than I do the actual punter. But he also lacks accuracy and consistency when it comes to near the end zone. So there's definitely some concerns here. But again, he's a 6th round pick. Now, do I think that he's a lock to be your starter? No, I think that there's still going to be a battle between him and the veteran punter that we brought on from the Steelers this offseason. There's definitely going to be a battle there, but I think Patriots are getting arguably the best punter in this draft. If he's not one to you, he should definitely be number 2 at least. And there's a lot of great things to work with here, and I could see why Belichick does really like him. So what are your guys' thoughts on the Patriots drafting Bryce Baringer? He's not a guy like when we drafted Jake Bailey where I'm confident coming into here saying that he's going to be your starting punter week 1. But at the same time, Patriots have had punting issues the last several years, minus the year that Jake Bailey went to the Pro Bowl. They got to get it figured out because punter is a much bigger need and a much bigger impact position than people really do realize. And I think we saw that last year. A good punter is the difference between your opposing offense starting at the 5 or 10 yard line versus your opposing offense starting at the 40 or 50 yard line. So just take that as you will. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you do leave a big like on this video. Subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. But like always, I do appreciate you guys for watching, and go Pats.